I bid you a most fond and loving good day. Dream life and life dream. See you soon. Maybe, Elan. From Power on Your Plate by Elan, as channeled by Andrew, a book published by Elan Interactions at www.elaninteractions.com. The closing of one chapter and the beginning of a new.
Welcome, open context specialists. I'm Wendy. This is my husband, Dave. Thanks for hanging out with us today as we share a little bit about our reactions to Elan's book. We read it every morning, pretty much every morning, almost every morning, until we finished it.
we like to start our day in a high vibration.
High vibe. So let me just start with that. I'm not even really sure how long it took us to read it, but
well, I got this for my birthday, August 25th, and we read small parts,
just a little at a time,
as our intuition told us when to stop in each section, and we finished it. I think it was November 1st.
Yes, because this is the first opportunity we've actually had to reflect back on it, and it's just been a busy month.
So we very much enjoyed reading the book. If you are interested in the formula and the Elan channelings and writings, every morning we would find a new synchronicity about the things that we were reading and the things that were going on in our life and questions that we had, and oftentimes the things that we would read were directly on point with the vibrations of the things that we were experiencing, and the book was great. It's really a step-by-step example of following the formula, how to streamline actually applying the formula, and it also had, which to us was for the first time we really got to see some interactions with Elan and his channeling. So it was pretty exciting and a lot of fun to read, and we definitely recommend it to anyone, and the book is available free on Andrew's website. And
he offers it as a PDF to download for free.
Yes,
the book is for purchase, which we did purchase the book. We're no affiliation or anything like that. I've been listening to Elan for probably a decade or so. So this has been very, very exciting for me, and I will say it's properly entitled because it really does show you that your power is all within you. It's all about your power is what you believe. And yes, following the formula, but I will have to say it is an extremely empowering book. And we also listened to, we've been for years, but we listened to also Elan's, Andrew's channelings of Elan audios. They're also free. We could put the link there too, but you can look it up. Elan Interactions, the YouTube channel, and you can listen to hours and hours and hours of channeled material. So that was one of the things that really resonated with us as well, is that we really like to have the library. We like the feel and the touch of the book and opening the pages and reading from that. And but I think it's really awesome that he also offers the PDF that you can read, download and read for free. So that also was very resonant, and the idea too that all of his channelings are out there on YouTube to listen to. All of it is quite enlightening and fascinating, and I've been sharing my interest in the Bashar teachings as well for over a decade on my first YouTube channel, Languages of Lights. And I'll put the link down there too, where I do help people through light language and communicating with star beings, helping people open up their own contact to themselves, your higher selves, your other aspects of yourselves, through whether it's through light language, whether it's through information I receive. I've been highly excited about sharing these materials with Elan and Bashar and the Sacred Circuits for nearly 10 years now. And this channel is relatively new because it really does focus on this idea of now, open contact, what's it going to be like, how do we prepare for it, talking about our dream experiences. I wanted to mention that too, that this last week or so, my dreams have been about building things, constructing things, creating things. I'm not really sure exactly what, but it kind of gives me this idea of, building the new earth, if that's metaphorically. So anyway, that's kind of one of the things I like to share with other people too, is that when we're dreaming, we're literally, that is our higher consciousness, where we're all literally interacting with each other in another way, in another, in our consciousness. And then we get to kind of play it out here when we wake up, we're actually dreaming. So, but anyway.
So you may notice there's a little box here in the corner, and this is book 2, which we will.
Yes.
We have not opened yet. We have opened the box, but we have not really even looked at the book because we wanted to share this with you. And we're very excited about the new book and starting that new book. And
here it is, December 1st. Now this book, the next book went on sale on November 1st. I bought it on November 1st and I got it right away. But this is the first opportunity we've had. And we wanted to share kind of the opening of the box with you, if you will. So we've been waiting, well, not waiting, but and excited to for this moment to share with you, because we've had it in the box for a month now.
So here's the box. Here's
Amazon.
Would you like to remove it and show our...
You think we wrote it. We did not. Reflections of My Homeworld, Elan, a channeling by Andrew. So we're really excited. This is, I believe, really about the homeworld, Essassani, the place of living light, of which from the very first moment I ever heard that term, the first time I ever heard Elan, the first time I ever heard Bashar, I knew right away. I was a part of that. So are you, or you wouldn't be here. And with a depth I cannot even explain. And so my initial contact, mentally, telepathically, with the place of living light and with the Essassani energy, and collective energy, I knew right away I was a part of all of this, and that I had counterparts there, and that this was going to be something I was going to be very, very passionate about doing, about sharing the formula, learning what I'm teaching, exploring the sacred circuitry. So there's just a little bit of my story on my website if you're interested, or if you're interested in contacting us. You can also contact us through opencontacttv@gmail.com, and we have just a brief website there too, opencontacttv.com.
So interestingly, as we finished book 1, it is sort of a graduation to the next stage of training, so to speak.
Yes.
And as open contact specialists, part of the specialty in exploring new civilizations, and at some point our cooperative effort in discovering more civilizations and bringing their awareness to not only us but the galactic community involves learning more about those civilizations. And this book says reflections of my home world, and I'm guessing, because we have not started it yet, but I'm guessing this is sort of an introduction to their home world, Essassani, Essassani, and sort of getting us used to the idea of what other worlds are like, how we can use our own experiences to interpret and experience other planets without actually being on the other planet, learning how to connect with other civilizations and telepathically receiving information about them. And it's really all part of really the protocols of first contact. It's just another stage of that. And we've discussed some of that in other videos, which you could find on this YouTube channel. But this is really a graduating stage, sort of going from high school to college, where, okay, you've learned all the basics. And of course, it's always a new learning experience daily to be following the formula. But if you're here watching this, you're ready to take the next step. You've already graduated.
This is the master's class. We are reminded all the time by both of these channels that this is the master class.
And I really want to say, at least in this timing of the Earth experience, if we're here, it's because we've already graduated, and we're now just putting into practice the things that we've learned in our teachings. And that's why for most of you here, particularly with following the formula and those types of things from our Essassani family, that these things seem familiar to us. You resonate with the information. And without getting into the details of why, it's really because we've already graduated the class. We're just now remembering all the little things that we've learned and prepared for this Earth experience of the Earth collectively graduating into a new time where in these higher vibrations we're moving collectively to a civilization that's going to be based and is based on love and light.
And I'm reminded of the age of Aquarius. We have literally now moved into the age of Aquarius. And this is something that has been running through my mind ever since I was a kid. The age of Aquarius and the song. And so...
and this is nothing new. This age has been predicted for thousands, if not longer,
millennia,
years.
Probably.
So we're here.
Here we are.
We're doing it, and
we, Dave and I, like exploring like the big picture, and also how does that big picture apply to us, and how does applying the formula help us know thyself more fully? How does applying the formula change our perspective to live a more full and happy, joyful, loving life? How can we collectively become that species of humans, which we've agreed to do? We've agreed to be a part of that creation of a brand new species of humans. And so as we read these books, they are so expanding that it helps us all open up literally the channels within us and reminds us we all can connect. That's what we're remembering in this master class. We've already got the tools. We've already done the classes. When we read these books, it's like Dave just said, the familiarity in the words and the truth of the words is, I don't even know the word. Like, I don't even have the vocabulary to explain the synchronicities and the depth of them, and
Well, the information really touches our hearts
yes,
directly.
like I often will be in tears listening as he's reading because it applies to me, to us so much in that moment, and me, and of course we're creating our own reality. The power on a plate teaches you it's all about your belief systems. Our belief systems. It's all like everything we create is about our belief systems. And so yes, we just love talking about this, helping others find their own light. That's been my joy. And how I like sharing how I and we use these tools from these other beings to how does it relate to us in how we navigate and move through our world, and how we what our relationships to everything. So anyway, we're very excited always about talking about this, and we're always excited in inviting you guys to come and just share your experiences now. And I know that people are always talking about this on social media, and it's growing more and more prevalent every day in the mainstream news, if you will. So, and I'm happy to see these books out there mainstream.
Thank you, Andrew, for
thank you, Andrew. I am beyond grateful to Andrew and Daryl and all of those associated with all of this. And now I'm also hearing the Association of Worlds, the Interstellar Alliance. We are not alone in this conversation, by no means. And if only I could express to you the layers of interest and excitement in this transmission right now. And reading these things really do accelerate us. Dave and I accelerates our dreams. The things that we remember in our dreams accelerates the things that we discussed during the day. It opens up these new avenues and helps us remember following our highest joy and excitement as far as we can take it without and for most of us, including myself, it's about without any insistence.
So the topic of the week seems to be about compassion.
Yes.
And for my interpretation of the Essassani is really that they have a way of sharing this higher consciousness information in a very compassionate way.
I'm glad you said that too.
And even though some people may look at the information as not as heartfelt and not as compassionate, and like we all have sort of made the comment, you're not here on Earth, how could you possibly understand what it's like? and there might be some value in that, but we just don't really understand the way they're able to connect with us. And as we know from the protocols of first contact, one of the ways that they're able to interact with us is that they have connected in one way or another to all the feelings and experiences of versions of themselves, past versions of themselves or current versions of themselves, or even being able to telepathically connect to all of that information in the now, because there's only now. And they do understand what it's like and have found a way to very compassionately share the information and interact very compassionately. And sometimes it's sort of surprising when we watch some of the channeling or listen to the channeling or even read some of the channeling, the compassionate responses and explanations that are provided. And sometimes it doesn't seem that way. Yeah. But every person needs to receive the information in the way they need to hear it. And that is what love is about. Knowing unconditionally what the person is asking for and what they need to hear and what they're not ready to hear. And absolutely, the love and compassion from our family, literally our family, out in the stars, is something we need to prepare ourselves for. And we have to be able to be loving and compassionate to each other before we're able to receive that love and compassion from outside, the stars, the galaxy.
And what they teach us is that love and compassion begins right here, for ourselves, from ourselves.
And we, in the spiritual circles, we talk about opening our heart chakra and our throat chakra. All of these things have to be in alignment to receive the love and compassion that we're asking to receive from them, and for that contact to actually occur. And our job is to raise our vibrations to a point and to open up our hearts and become more familiar with how that works on a moment-to-moment basis. That the human brain, which is not really designed to process the love and compassion, to practice not letting that get in the way and going back to your heart space. And really we are always spirit, just experiencing this physical reality. So the idea of having a physical brain and a physical heart, that's all really just part of the made-up dream. So there's not really a physical blockage that's happening. There's not really a physical connection that's failing.
This is what we're learning, and when the power on the plate teaches us that.
And just understanding that it's entirely up to you how you want to create your own beliefs, create your own limitations, how you want to experience things with limitations that you're creating for yourselves, that all of these things you are creating for yourself. And you are the laws of the universe do not limit you in the ways that you could co-create.
I'm only laughing because you have to laugh at ourselves, and I'm only laughing because how many times Dave and I say that it's up to you, to each other, or to my mirror.
And it's funny because there is a resistance that most people have that they don't want to hear that.
That is so true, you guys. Dave was the one, he would do the reading in the morning.
So,
and I would literally he'd read something and I'd be like, just like, oh, that hurts, because it was it would touch my heart so much, because I would know it's so true. And oh my God, that's exactly what I'm doing. And I'm creating my own distress. It's just, you're just like, I can't even, when it hits that belief and you're like, crap, you realize that's your power because you're the one who's creating it, and you're like, no, yes I am. It's just...
Well, and part of the teachings involve the idea that in order for you to change it, you have to own it, because you can't change something that you don't own.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the hardest part of the journey of owning all the bullshit. So
yeah.
So you are not only creating it, but you're literally ordering it from the menu. And when you realize that the menu is much bigger than you thought, and you could actually, they don't have the kind of salad that you wish to order, you could just ask the chef to make it for you, and he'll make it. It's just the limited belief that says, oh, here's the menu, I only have these 3 choices and I don't like any of them. That's just a belief. The menu is just a point of reference, and if you could imagine it, it can be.
Absolutely. Anyway, yes, you can see our exuberance and all of this, and really we have nothing to gain except for the excitement of sharing our excitement of our experiences with reading this and applying them and using them in our lives, seeing the results of it one way or the other, which is always good no matter what, right? So yeah. So yeah, come hang out with us. If you have any questions or anything,
comment.
Please comment.
And give us a thumbs up if you watch this through enough to give it a thumbs up.
Even get to this point.
So we love talking about this stuff. If there's interest in anything particular, we would love to share it. Let us know. Otherwise, we're following our highest joy and excitement and sharing things as we so get excited to do so. And there's a lot of other things that we're excited to do and share, and we will do so in the appropriate time.
Yeah, and if you guys want to hang out with us personally, privately, you can contact me on my website, Languages of Lights. The link is below as well. And I explore all of this with everybody. We work. I also write my own sacred circuitry for people, and do oracle readings. Help people open their voices, open their hearts. Oh, these are
sacred symbols.
These are some of the symbols that I did while we were in a hangout with a friend of ours who does
compassion.
Who does weekly light language events, and we set our intentions, and we he sets intentions and brings in the angelic energies, and
so these are symbolic representations of compassionate energy, collective excitement.
Yes. They're like collective consciousness of the actual energy of what is compassion. And if I can explain this, it's the actual energy that is compassion. It's the energy that is compassion, and its excitement is to engage in anything that is related to the energy of compassion. Anything related to the energy of compassion. So for me right now, that brings up the mother compassion, the soul source, God source energy compassion, the compassion of the angels, the compassion of our ET friends who have brought this information through in such, as Dave said, a compassionate, loving way. And to say, it is not about whether you believe this or don't believe this. It is up to you. We're just sharing the information.
Yeah. And I don't really want to make it sound like other kinds of channeling and other beings are less compassionate.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
It's
that's not the intention here at all. I'm a very passionate and compassionate channel as well. So yeah, not to say that at all. It's just, it's hard to explain, but the delivery of the information and how you receive it, how each of us receive it, is going to be different every time we hear it. And actually, I was just thinking that too, that we could read this book again and again, and I will hear different things every single time, because whatever is going to resonate in that moment for me in the reading that's the nugget that I'm going to pick up for that day. So I could easily see reading this multiple times. And
yeah, and there's a lot of lessons and information in this book that you could use on a daily basis. So yes, we finished the book and we're very excited to start the next one. We have a couple other books we want to read also, but you could literally, when you're looking for clarity, and this is one of the benefits to having a printed version of the book, when you're looking for clarity, it's sort of a trick we learned a long time ago.
Yes.
Where you could just randomly open the book and point to a paragraph, and that's the answer.
What you needed to hear today.
This is a book of answers. this is a book of answers, not just a random book that might happen to have answers in them. This is a clear and concise reference.
So, I mean, great
material.
job, Andrew, on putting this together, and whoever else was assisting you in that endeavor, because it is really well done. And I hear our puppy crying now too. She wants to come and join us every time we start talking about these high energy things too. She's very interested in hanging out with us. So I think that was everything we really wanted to kind of share today. And the thing is, it may sound crazy, but we didn't want to start reading the book until we took it out of the box, and we didn't want to take it out of the box until we could share it with you to take it out of the box. I don't know why, but, and I think, oh, and what I was going to say too, lastly, is what Dave just said, I heard, but yet we know every word that he read, because he read every word of the book, is accessible. Like it's accessible now. So in addition, yes, to having the printed version, I'm reminded to say to also just ask the question. Just don't have any insistence on how you're going to get the answer. And so that will apply with anything, even if you don't have the book. That's the idea of the power on the plate, is the power is within you to ask the question and then be open enough to not be insistent on how you're going to get the answer. And for us, the least path of least resistance for us in receiving some of the answers we were looking for was in the book. It was, but I also know now I've integrated the information. But yet the irony of it is he's saying the information's already out there for everybody. There is no boundary to any information. And that is the magic of it all. So, yeah, talk about a wonderful paradox. So, yeah.
So, thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
All of you first contact specialists watching today. And we're very excited to continue sharing with you. And we'd love to hear back from you.
And thank you for all of you for following the formula, in that you are following your highest joy and excitement as far as you can take it, without any insistence on the outcome, and always remaining in the positive state of mind that no matter what happens, even if it's something that we truly feel we don't prefer, it's still serving us in a positive way, even if it's showing us what we don't prefer. And that's perfect. That's perfect. And that's really the formula.
And one of our strongest superpowers is the ability to assign a preferred meaning to everything. Yep. And by assigning a preferred positive meaning, the universe has no other option but to provide a preferred positive feedback to what you have assigned it.
And I'm reminded too that Dave and I, are also emanating this information just by the energy of us sharing this particular excitement. So yeah, and I'm kind of hearing that from Andrew. So, and I say Andrew, and I say Elan, and because it's really what I'm hearing is my connection to the entire Essassani collective consciousness that is present right here, right now. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Nyato se ve se kasho no toku yana.